I'm right here watching history be made. Bitcoin is now up to $111. It's an all-time high, and it's continuing to rise. I've seen it break 3 times today. It went up to 110, and this is the highest that it's been. It's ridiculous. Last trade, 189 Bitcoin for $111 piece. That's amazing to me. I mean, just look at this graph. You see this graph? That's the last 3 hours.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an excellent day today. Now, I know that intro wasn't exactly funny or humorous, but I just wanted to sort of reflect on how far we have come from Bitcoin starting out as internet nerd money to being a glorified Ponzi, now to seeing multiple companies putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet, not to mention the fact that we once again have another new all-time high for Bitcoin. We also have BNB going absolutely insane. We're going to talk about that today as well. But having a look at Bitcoin right now, we are literally pushing up as we speak every single time we retest previous resistance as support. We just keep rocketing higher and higher. And you can see I did tell you guys about the significance of this wedge, and we did touch support twice, and now we are continuing upwards. So is $60,000 next in the cards for Bitcoin? Well, I want to talk about something today now. Despite the insane, massive rally that we have already seen for Bitcoin, we actually have one indicator which often shows the start of major uptrends, which actually flashed when Bitcoin had that quick flash crash down to 29,000. This signals that we could actually have Bitcoin go even higher than I had predicted on this bounce, potentially even reaching all the way up to $80,000 before actually having a substantial pullback. So things could get very crazy very fast. I do want to talk about that, and I also want to discuss whether or not Ethereum is next, or should Ethereum be worried? Because if we have a look over here, we have a little coin called Binance, which is creeping up on Ethereum. It's sitting at actually more than half of Ethereum's market cap right now, and some people are asking, could Binance actually flip Ethereum? Well, we've seen that happen. I mean, this is a pretty insane chart. I mean, if you guys ask me, this is pretty crazy. If somebody was asking me, should I buy this? You do what you want, guys. I'll give you my opinion on that in just a bit. I'll also talk about a little bit of the fundamentals of the Binance chain as well, but nevertheless, we have seen pancakes and bakeries and all other things related to cooking absolutely skyrocketing on the Binance chain. Now, listen, I do understand that gas fees are extremely high, and I just want to remind you guys that we have 4 days left for the Femex deposit. If you're interested, you can get $680 in bonuses by using the links below. And also, if you don't know about trading on Femex, they do have a spot exchange where you can trade things like, Chainlink, Cardano. You can also do leverage with Polkadot, Uniswap, etc. And this is simply for $10 a month. So you don't have to worry about these crazy fees. That is an option. You have 4 days left for the $680 bonus. Check that out in the links below. But without further ado, guys, we need to talk about what is going on with Bitcoin, what is happening with Ethereum, and more specifically, what the heck is going on with Binance, and should Ethereum be worried? So, if all that sounds good to you today, you know what to do. If you're not subscribed, we make videos every single day, and without further ado, let's dive in. So, like I said, guys, it's not rocket science here. Bitcoin is in an uptrend. The trend is your friend until the end. We are going up. All of these people calling a top, saying that they're going to short, and you can have fun trying to short Bitcoin. I mean, you can try to catch these little moves from top to bottom, but at the end of the day, the best bet is to buy or long the dips based on previous resistance support. This is very, very simple to do. You guys can see I have resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. As soon as we broke out, we tested it once, we tested it twice, and we bounced off. So this was the area to be placing your longs, to be placing your buy orders, right? And if you guys have no idea how to do this, check out my tutorial for Binance popping up above right now. Meant to say Bybit. Binance doesn't allow US citizens, even though the BNB token is actually skyrocketing right now. We'll talk about that in a bit. But like I said, interestingly enough, this is the crazy thing. So if we actually take this pattern and we look at the flagpole from where we broke out and we place it right here, this actually gives us a target of about 59,000 $1,000 for Bitcoin. So this is saying to me that Bitcoin could potentially go all the way up to 60K before having any kind of a major retracement. Now, I have talked about some of the levels that we could look for that 30% correction. We know Bitcoin, is infamous for that, right? But right now, I am not seeing anything slowing down this trend right now. And having a look at futures, everything is looking great. Beautiful green candle. Now, the weekends do get a little bit crazy, right? We could see a lot of insane price movement over the weekend. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we even saw some kind of a weird, crazy mini pullback before having a massive blast off again come Monday. That's something we've actually seen a lot as the weekend goes and continues. I'll talk more about that, right? But talking about something that is absolutely insane for Bitcoin that no one is talking about right now, and we need to discuss what this is. So you may have heard of the SOPR, or the Spent Output Profit Ratio. So you can actually see the official definition of this is an indicator that tracks overall market profit and loss using data from Bitcoin's blockchain created by Renato Shirakashi. He's the guy who created it. So as a measure of the average investor's profit or loss, the SOPR measures the variation between the purchase price and the sale price of coins moved on chain. And on top of that, it is also a tremendously accurate indicator of where the bottom of great dips and buying opportunities occur. And also, after we do see these, we tend to see massive explosions to the upside. Now, shout out to WhaleMap for actually pointing this out. You can see right here, we had a little bit of a reset at around 10,000. You can see we dipped into this right here, right? We dipped down into this area. Then we had a little bit of a dip right here. Now, keep in mind, this was at around $29,000. This was the reset that we had here around the 10K level. And you can see we just had another literal reset when we had that crazy sort of fake out crash down to $29,000. And you could see that we have large gaps between these resets, and considering we just put this in, I don't think we're going to be seeing a 30% correction anytime soon. And even though I did have that target between 58,000 and 59,000, if we actually have a look at this, we could be going a lot higher. We could be going to $80,000. And the other thing that I need to mention too is we don't actually even know what other companies have been putting Bitcoin on the balance sheet, right? We've heard rumors about Apple. We've heard rumors about Amazon. What is going to happen when the next big company like Tesla comes out? What is going to happen when multiple S&P 500 companies start, coming out and saying that they're putting Bitcoin on the balance sheet? So that is something to consider. Now, having a look at Ethereum super quick, Ethereum is lagging very, very hard. Now, it's not showing any bearish signs. We keep dancing on this heart line right here. We've had lots of bounces, lots of bounces, lots of bounces. So this is showing me that there is support, that the buyers are stepping in on all of the price dips for Ethereum, but we haven't seen that blast off move. And I'm looking for a breakout. It's actually right now, today, we're sitting at almost exactly the $2,000 level. It's both the psychological level and actually, literally, technically, the level that we need to break out today. So if we were to have that breakout, could we have a similar, type of a flag pattern like we did with Bitcoin? We could actually do that. I could check really quick, just sort of see where that would put this target. Now, I did call for a potential $4,200 Ethereum, only because of the fact that if you look at what Bitcoin has done price-wise recently, 150% increase, Ethereum is not even close. But if we actually put this right here, that gives us a short-term target of about $2,400 for Ethereum, right? So that is the thing. But all eyes are on Binance Coin. Binance Coin, how high is Binance Coin? How much has it actually pumped? Let's see. Let's just do these three big candles. In 3 weeks, Binance Coin, currently it's up 595%. It had a peak of almost 700% from the bottom to the top. Now, this is absolutely insane. Why is it doing this? Well, it is because people are fed up with these Ethereum gas fees. It's getting insane. You can't do anything using Uniswap without paying $50 to $100. I admit, it is ridiculous, and something does need to change on the Ethereum blockchain, right? Now, we have had CZ saying Uniswap should consider moving to BSC. Not easy running with weight on your ankles. Follow the users. Big Dog says goodbye Uniswap. Now, here's the interesting thing, though. Before I get into how I feel about this, it was kind of interesting to see that they said they temporarily suspended withdrawals of ETH and Ethereum-based tokens in order to address a congestion issue. Now, interestingly enough, I don't know if this was just a marketing ploy. You know what I'm kind of trying to say here, to be like, oh, Ethereum's too congested, so we're going to halt funds, while Binance Coin and BSC are kind of like pumping and they're in the news, right? Because you could see Larry Cermak said it wasn't even that congested when they did it. FTX is doing withdrawals absolutely fine. In fact, we've seen worse days for Ethereum, so not too sure if that was a marketing ploy. But as far as this is concerned, this is how I feel about it, guys. At the end of the day, the market is going to decide what wins, right? Yes, I'm a fan of Ethereum. When it comes to Binance, we have to admit the fact that although they are very similar, between the Ethereum chain and the Binance Smart Chain, we do know that Binance is more centralized. This is not up for debate. This is not me spreading FUD. You can Google it. You can look at the consensus. You can look at how they're performing it. And Ethereum is a lot more decentralized. But let's be honest, decentralization with $100 fees versus more centralization with fees closer to 10, 15 cents. At the end of the day, what are you using it for? If it's just for quick swaps, I just want to swap this token for this token, then you know what? People may actually end up choosing Binance Smart Chain over Ethereum. But if you do want that honest, true decentralization, then Ethereum is also, the place to go. Now, I just want to point out, though, we do have Ethereum 2.0 coming to play, as well as support for EIP 1559. And I've spoke about this multiple times on the channel, and this is going to be a massive game changer for Ethereum. Now, Ethereum has one particular upper hand over Binance, and that is the fact that it already has the infrastructure built out. Binance Smart Chain, although it is seeing a lot of progress right now, it doesn't quite have the network effect that Ethereum has, right, currently. And if we actually scroll down here, you could see that this EIP 1559 is going to provide a deflationary mechanism to Ether's supply, which adds to the scarcity of Ether and long-term security of Ethereum, and it does benefit all the holders equally rather than just the validators. Now, we've also seen some of these we've seen manipulation in some of the gas fees, right? So they say that it solves the gas management problem and improves the monetary management. It completes the cycle, finishes, or syncs up Ethereum. This is technical. I'm not going to get into that. You guys can look into all the technical mumbo jumbo if you want. I thought I had one more thing highlighted down here. You could see they kind of look at the legacy economic system and how it would be for Ethereum. I guess I didn't have anything else highlighted here. But, at the end of the day, I'll get to this in a second. But at the end of the day, guys, what is going to happen? I've even spoken about this for things like Elrond, Polkadot. What's going to happen when ETH 2.0 does launch and we do have EIP 1559 implemented? If we can get the gas fees down, we do have the burning of the tokens, right, during these gas fees, and we have more incentive for the average everyday retail investor to stake Ethereum to earn some of those rewards rather than proof of work. It's interesting. Let me know what you guys think. It's controversial. I don't take a pick, right? When it comes to Bitcoin, that for me, guys, that's digital gold. You're not changing my mind. But when it comes to these smart contract platforms, it really depends. There's always a trade-off, right? There's centralization, there's scalability, there's security, right? There's all these different ways you can flip it like a pancake, right? And at the end of the day, the market is going to decide. So it might be in your best favor, not financial advice, to hold a little bit of each, right? Diversify. Maybe have a little bit of Ethereum, a little bit of BNB, a little bit of Polkadot, a little bit of Elrond, right? A little bit of Cardano, right? Now, speaking of Cardano, actually, and this is something that actually bothers me, and I wanted to bring this up because Gene Simmons, he talks about how he bought $300,000 of Cardano. He may have had something to do with a little bit of the price pump recently. He talks about, I'm not a financial analyst. I'm not telling you to buy, but simply letting you know what I'm doing because I believe it's going up, and it's always up to you to do research to decide. Now, he goes in here and he talks about one thing is it's affordable to almost everyone. It's pennies compared to my other holdings like Bitcoin, which is over $50,000 per single coin. Now, there was another one up here where he also talks about Cardano being pennies. Everyone can afford it. Now, let's just really super quick go back and really talk about the difference in market cap here, okay? So let me just zoom in right here to the current price, okay? So we have Polkadot, which is $33, and we have Cardano at 91 cents. Could be a little bit different by by the time you guys are watching, but the example stays the same. Now, if we have a look at Cardano's market cap, it's sitting at $29 billion. If we have a look at Polkadot's market cap, it is sitting at $31 billion. So give or take $2 billion, right? Which is relatively close as far as these coins are concerned. If this coin was to pump 2x to another 30 billion, and Polkadot was to pump another 30 billion, Polkadot would go to 66, and Cardano would go to $2. But if you held equal amounts of both of them, market cap wise, it would be the same in the dollar value. And a lot of people are confused about this. It's not a better value to buy Cardano because it's 91 cents and Polkadot is 33 and Polkadot is too expensive. Very big misconception, and a lot of people don't understand that. And I see it all the time. They're like, oh, coins under $1. Coins under $1 doesn't mean anything. XRP is 55 cents, right? So does that make it a better deal than Litecoin at $228, which has a lower market cap? No, it doesn't. So I just wanted to point that out. Lots of misconception. But talking about Polkadot, we did have big news. Data from Bloomberg Terminal has revealed that some of the biggest Wall Street players have bought the world's first exchange-traded product for Polkadot. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, UBS, and ICAP have all bought different amounts of the Polkadot ETP shares, signaling the rise of institutional demand for derivatives. Now, this was launched at the beginning of February, and it currently has over 15 million in assets under management, with Instinet, a broker-dealer owned by Japan's Nomura Holdings, was the biggest investor in Polkadot. So there are still people betting on Polkadot, big players. And if you don't think that some of these big players that are going to come in and push Bitcoin up, buy Bitcoin, aren't going to eventually dabble in things like Ethereum, like Polkadot, like even Binance, right? Then you're probably a little bit mistaken, and you need to open your horizons a bit, because they're gonna diversify and they're gonna go into these, and we're going to have that massive altcoin rally. Now, speaking of altcoins, I wanted to talk about a project that I had mentioned to you guys, Chain Guardians. Super excited about NFTs and gaming. I think that's been a consistent for years now on this channel. You can see that they have actually partnered with ExceedMe. They say this partnership helps enable our play-to-earn vision. ExceedMe provides strong anti-cheat capabilities, expandable pool of potential mining partners for our NFT platform, and their Guardians, ExceedMe Guardian, potentially on the horizon, which is really, really cool. Now, it says within the competitive overlay, this is what they say, players will be able to back themselves while battling opponents in order to earn XED tokens and exclusive NETs. Additionally, the Chain Guardians team will work with ExceedMe's team to bring the opportunity of onboarding their ecosystem games into their NFT mining platform, and this will help them grow their strong PvP community, as well as provide more options for their mining experience. So definitely, like I said, guys, keep your eyes on that. And also, big news for, obviously decentralization, talking about Ethereum-based domains. If you guys don't know Unstoppable Domains, you could say right here, they say that it will allow users to create .crypto website URLs that integrated with Cloudflare's distributed web resolver. Following the integration, users will be able to access Unstoppable Domains blockchain addresses from any browser. Now, technically, this isn't exactly an integration. It's really more of just support, technically. So, pick and choose your words wisely on this one. But nevertheless, CEO Matthew Gould says, in a time when data breaches have become commonplace, while privacy and ownership over an individual's own digital asset is paramount, centralized control has been called into question by many forward-thinking people and companies. This new system is different. It puts the control back where it should be, back in the hands of the users. But once again, this just comes down to how do you want to actually play your cards? Do you want decentralization? Then you use something like this, or do you want to just build a regular website that could be taken down and censored at any moment? That's totally up to you. Also, don't forget, these guys, they do have .crypto domains example. So it's not just websites. If you want, you can actually have someone, kdub.crypto, zombie.crypto, whatever, lisa.crypto, right? And it's a really easy to remember name. In fact, they actually have a little bit of a video that talks about the integration. want to end on a little bit of bullish news. We have MicroStrategy completing their $1.05 billion offering of convertible notes at 0% coupon and 50% conversion premium with Bitcoin. So this just keeps getting crazier and crazier, to be honest with you guys. And I want to talk about the return of the infamous Arthur Hayes from BitMEX. Now he was off Twitter for quite some time, and he came back with this post, and he talks about, in reference essentially to what happened with Robinhood and all that. He says the game is stacked in a way, referring to what happened with the halting of trading and all that, where institutional players are favored in all circumstances. And that is nothing new. No rules have changed on Wall Street. Retail investors just didn't know the rules. But then he goes on to say, what can you do? It is very simple. Opt out. The system started on January 3rd, 2009 with the Bitcoin Genesis block. Today, that game is called the crypto capital markets. Erected upon the bedrock of open source, this new crypto capital markets game promises an open, permissionless way to move data and value around society. The playing field is cyberspace, and anyone with an internet-enabled device can play. So the game has changed, guys, and if you want to take back that financial freedom, then not financial advice, but Bitcoin could be the way to go. And finally, I promise you this is it, BCB Group, a global financial servicing firm, is planning to help corporations navigate cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. They launched a BCB Treasury, which is a new service designed for corporate treasury departments seeking to get into Bitcoin. So all these guys looking to put Bitcoin on their balance sheet, well, now BCB Group is out here to help these guys do this. The new service aims to provide a specific solution, enabling access to treasury management for companies willing to invest their capital into Bitcoin and other digital assets. With BCB Treasury, executives can enter, hold, manage, and report on Bitcoin-focused treasury strategies. So essentially, the pipes are being laid, the foundation has been built, the game has changed, like Arthur Hayes said, and it is time for us to go to the moon. So, having a look at Bitcoin, yeah, I mean, we're still pumping, guys. We're literally still pumping as I'm making this video. So, that being said, guys, if you haven't noticed, that's why I'm wearing my orange flannel today for Orange Coin Go Up. That is it for me today. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You're the reason that I do this every single day. If you haven't got subscribed yet, definitely consider it. Don't forget, there are literally thousands of bonuses below in the description. And if you haven't checked out my tutorials, which are popping up right here, right now, check that out. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.